In a quiet suburb just outside Denver, Colorado, lived a teenage boy named Ethan Carter. He wasn't born into success. He didn't come from a wealthy family. There were no private coaches, no trophies in his room, no shelves lined with medals, but he had one thing no one could take from him: a dream. Ever since he was 8 years old, Ethan wanted to be a professional baseball player. Not for fame, not for money, but because the game made him feel like he belonged. It gave him purpose, a place in the world where nothing else mattered except that moment on the field. But here's the thing, Ethan wasn't good at it. Not naturally, at least. He couldn't run fast. He struck out constantly. He had weak throws. His fielding was sloppy. Even the neighborhood kids didn't want him on their team. He tried out for the school team in 6th grade and got rejected. 7th grade, rejected again. 8th grade, still cut. Most kids would have quit by now, not Ethan. By the time he reached high school, the rejections had become routine. Every spring, he'd show up to tryouts, stand in line with other boys, most of them taller, faster, stronger, and try his best. And every spring, his name was missing from the team list. He overheard classmates laughing. "Carter, trying out again? When will he get it? Man, this guy's delusional." Even his own PE teacher once told him gently, "Some dreams aren't for everyone, Ethan. Maybe it's time to try something else." But Ethan had a stubbornness inside him, a silent fire. He didn't care how many people laughed. He cared about the swing of the bat, the feel of the glove, the rush when a ball hit the sweet spot. He may have lacked talent, but he made up for it with obsession. When others played video games, Ethan trained. When they went to parties, he ran laps. He tied an old baseball to a tree branch and practiced swinging at it 200 times a night. He watched slow-motion baseball tutorials online instead of Netflix. No one saw him. No one clapped. But he kept showing up. He started running every morning, even in the snow. He used sandbags in place of gym weights. He built strength quietly while the world ignored him. And the funny part? Even as he got better, he still didn't make the team. By the time senior year arrived, Ethan had one final chance. His last year in high school, his last tryout. This time, he was ready. He had been training for 4 years in the dark. He had built speed, strength, form, everything. But the field was full of polished athletes, boys who had private coaches, boys who were already talking to college scouts. Tryouts were intense. Ethan gave it everything. He dived for catches, hit solid line drives, ran the bases like his life depended on it. When it ended, he stood outside the bulletin board, waiting for the final team list. One by one, names appeared. Crowds gathered, cheers, high fives. Ethan scanned the list. His name wasn't there. His heart sank. All those years, all those nights, for nothing? He turned away quietly, holding back tears. Just as he reached the gate, the coach called out, "Carter, wait!" Ethan turned. The coach walked over with a clipboard in hand. "Listen, you didn't make the main roster, but we've created a development squad this year. It's not glamorous, no games, just training. No promise of playtime, just grind. Want to be on it?" Ethan didn't even blink. "Yes, I'm in." That season, Ethan became the bench guy. He picked up bats, cleaned the field, carried water bottles, watched from the sidelines, and trained when no one was looking. He showed up early, left late, and every day he practiced like he was about to be called in. Mid-season, the team's backup outfielder sprained his ankle. Coach turned to Ethan. "Carter, suit up." He was nervous. His hands shook. But when he stepped onto that field, everything slowed down. First pitch, strike. Second pitch, foul. Third pitch, curveball. Ethan swung. Crack! The ball flew past second base into the grass. A clean hit. The bench roared. The coach clapped once firmly. It was just a single. But for Ethan, it was everything. That one hit didn't make him a star, but it opened the door. He got more chances. He played in 5 games. He became a reliable fielder. The same kids who once laughed at him now clapped for him. By season's end, Ethan wasn't just a player. He was the one everyone looked at when things got tough, because he never broke, never stopped, never gave up. Years later, Ethan never made it to Major League Baseball, but he got a college scholarship. He played Division II ball. He finished his degree and returned home. Not as a player, but as a coach. Now, he trains boys just like he was. The quiet ones, the ones no one notices. The ones who've been told, "You're not good enough." And every time a kid comes to him saying, "Coach, I can't do it. I keep failing," Ethan sits beside them and says, "You know how many years I failed before I got my shot? 4. But I didn't stop. That's why I got there. And if you don't stop, you will too." Because in the end, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you show up again. Never give up. Not ever.